Danielle of Arsenal and England Ladies.
So, as a professional footballer, why did you feel the need to, or the want to come on a course such as this?
Yeah, I'm always trying to expand my knowledge, set of skills. Obviously, scouting can lead into coaching. I've got my level 2 as it stands. So it's just another opportunity for me to just educate myself, really.
And you think, would you say that's typical for you as a player in yourself, that every player goes to a training session and gets to do exactly the same thing, so they'll walk away doing the same thing? What are the extra things that you try and look at when you've been to training or as you prepare for training?
Just the preparation, really. So it's not you wake up and suddenly you're going to train well. You need to eat right, you need to make sure you got enough sleep. So there's loads of things prior to actually getting to the training pitch. Because anyone can turn up, but it's a case of, are you ready? Are you going to be able to train to your best ability?
And can you remember the time, obviously you're playing at the top level now, can you remember when you first got scouted for a pro club, and how did that go about and what was the process?
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. So I started off at Leyton Orient when I was in primary school playing with the boys, and then there was obviously a women's team that was like, okay, yeah, let's see what this is about. So I used to play Saturday and Sunday mornings. So there was a Leyton Orient Centre of Excellence and a Leyton Orient Sunday team, LOAS. So yeah, I pretty much came through that rank. And as I got older, I started just to play for the Centre of Excellence. And we used to play the team like Arsenal, Chelsea. And I think it was the under-16s. Like Vic Akers came to one of the Arsenal games. And he noticed me from then, really. He wanted me to go to their 16s team. But it wasn't feasible for my mum to take me, so that's why I stayed at Orient. And then when I was old enough to travel, I then caught the train up to play with the reserves for a few months, and then got promoted to the first team and not looked back for 7 years now.
Okay. Do you think it's, as today and the course giving you a bit more insight into probably what, Arsenal are very forward thinking and what they were looking for in a player, and just giving an appreciation of the scouting process?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the time, it was largely Vic Akers who was the women's coach, and John Bayer, who was the centre director for the women's. So they've been around the game. I don't know if they had the scouting qualifications as such. I don't think this course was about, or courses like this were around, but courses like this, it helps you, because now you've got a recognised qualification. So you can go anywhere and it will be a recognised, okay, you've done this course, yeah. Okay, we can respect you, you know what you're talking about, so to speak.
And do you think that's important, even though, eventually when you retire in many, many years, you'll obviously have the status, you'll have the achievements, you'll have the success, but do you think because of even all that knowledge that you've got, you still need a way of getting out, and how has this helped you today?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm forward thinking. I'm a very forward thinking person, so hopefully I've got many years to go playing. But even alongside playing, and once I do finish, I can not fall back on this, but I can then utilise this further. Being on this course at this age, it just helps me. It means I don't need to sort of, when I'm at 30, 40, rush to be like, oh, I need experience now. I can get experience at this age, and then when I'm of a respectable age, I might be taken a bit more seriously.
I did say many years.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, really. And what would you say has been the biggest surprise today as regards to what Jerry was highlighting, and how clubs, how you probably viewed, how people are probably viewing you now as well externally.
As a scout, it's true, they are the unknown heroes, so to speak. No one knows about them. You don't hear of a massive scout. It's like, oh yeah, do you remember when he brought such and such to the club? It's just, oh, such and such is at the club. We've trained him. Now he's amazing. But people forget he had to have come to the club through a method. So it is interesting. I do believe the whole scouts will get more recognition.
And do you think the more educated scouts are, the more players they'll be able to identify, and better players will be able to identify because they'll have more awareness?
Yeah, definitely. I think the more scouts are, there's more competition of finding the better players as well. So it's just a matter of getting out there and doing it for your team, really, because you're still part of the team. You've got a role, you've got a job.
And what would you say would be the biggest takeaway so far that you're going to take away from today that came up in the discussions and the little sessions you were doing?
With everything, it's not easy. So you can go to 10 games, you could go to one game, your player might not be playing, you've got to go to the game again next week in Newcastle, wherever it may be, but it's not easy. Whatever you do, you've got to put the work in to get results, really.
And are you surprised something like the PFSA has not been around, from when football started, and it's only coming to prevalence now?
Yeah, I am, to be fair. I know it's a very recognised course as it stands already, but just imagine if it was around 50 years ago. and obviously they take great care for the diligence and to the whole safeguarding of children. Could that have helped back in the day? Like, who knows? But it's easy to say it would have helped, but you know.
Good with that, mate?
Yeah.
Thank you.